Hello, I'm Mike Delfini, Kohl Children's Museum President and CEO.
And I'm Kim Bors, Board Chair of the museum. We're delighted to welcome you to this very special celebration of 35 years of learning. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees for their generous support, as well as Jackie Hill, Annie Porthen, Christy Savory, and all the members of the Women's Board, along with Sonia Essler and Allison Donnelly, and all of the Women's Board sustainers who helped make this event so special. After 18 months adapting to the pandemic, we're excited to show you how the work at Kohl Children's Museum has impacted families with young children. We will be featuring our most important audience, the young children who have been online, in person, and active participants in learning through play at the museum for the last 35 years.
And for those 35 years, we've known how important learning through play is for young children. For the past year and a half, we saw just how much parents, teachers, caregivers, and children depend on us for sound early childhood education. Through play, kids are just doing what kids do, but they're also learning important skills that will remain with them for life. Over the years, Kohl Children's Museum has touched the lives of more than 10 million children through family museum visits, online and in-person outreach programming, and teacher training that impacted thousands of classrooms. And it all started with our longtime friend and founder, Dolores Kohl.
Thank you, Mike and Kim. I am so delighted to be here to celebrate our 35 years of early childhood education at the Kohl Children's Museum. You know, when we opened our doors 35 years ago, educators were just beginning to talk about that very important window of children's brain development from ages birth to 8. The window that affects future success in school and in life. It was just then that we knew, way back in 1985, that a unique, hands-on children's museum could make an important difference in the lives of the families in our community. For 35 years, happily, our vision of a multicultural children's museum for classrooms from Chicago and its suburbs became a successful model where diverse children have come to learn and play together at what we call our playground for the mind. Our museum exhibits have been nationally recognized as the most impactful for early learning, involving children's imaginations in role-playing and pretending, the most important work of children in their earliest years. And whether shopping at our grocery store, working at our animal hospital, or building a house with others, our children are learning physics, math, engineering, and language, as well as some very important lessons in empathy, responsibility, and working with others. Now, little did we imagine when we first opened our doors that we would make such an important impact in the lives of over 10 million children. Children who have grown up to be today's doctors, scientists, teachers, and entrepreneurs, and children who are now parents and, yes, grandparents who bring their own children back to the museum, the place where they remember that learning was so much fun. I have just loved every minute of working with the most talented, creative, and nationally recognized early childhood educators to design our unique Kohl model of a learning-based children's museum, one that's been replicated widely. And I was happy and delighted many years ago to retire and to gift this jewel of a children's museum to Chicagoland. And that is when it became a 501c3 nonprofit, totally supported by the community. It is my privilege to be here now, to have this opportunity to thank everyone, our leaders, creative staffs, amazing boards, and especially all of you, our loyal supporters, whose dollars make it possible to bring joyful early childhood learning to multitudes of children. And let's never forget that children are the messages that we send to generations that we will never see. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ronan and I'm 7 years old. I like to come to the museum a lot because it's so amazing. I like to learn about the water and the air pressure because you can pump this and you can see a whole bunch of water going around and around and around. My name is Trinity and I am 8 years old. I like that I can pretend to help animals. It makes me feel good. I'm Logan, I'm 4 years old. I have lots of fun playing here. I like filling up my shopping cart. Bananas are my favorite. I'm Marian and I'm 5 years old. I like playing with the blocks because they're squishy and they're big and they're fun. I like being the doctor. Say "ah" for me. I'm Stefania and I am 5 years old. And I like to play here because I'm in a real sandwich shop.
With 35 years of learning, we have experienced many challenges during the years. 2020 until now has been very different. Never in our history were we required to close the doors to families with young children. With plenty of hard work and creativity, the Kohl Children's Museum team reinvented tried and true programs, activities, and even the museum experience to ensure our guests' safety. Virtual learning opportunities were critical in helping parents assimilate to their home working environment and new pint-sized coworkers. Storytime and Home Zone gave parents online options while needing to stay indoors. And thanks to the tenacity and drive of our dedicated Women's Board and their sustainers, the new and extremely popular Ghost Hunt provided Halloween fun. Kohl Lights was the first interactive light show for young children, utilizing glow sticks as learning wands in Habitat Park. Under the Stars, the lighted trail was a ray of hope for the museum, providing families with much-needed outdoor activities while raising sponsorship dollars and ticket revenue. Eventually, we offered the very important Play Program, or VIPs. By giving families the chance to come into the beloved exhibits in small groups, our doors were open again. Thomas the Tank Engine was a welcome sight to children in the special exhibit hall, and well-loved Longtime favorites like Main Street and The Works were happy visits with important learning opportunities. In Lake County, our pop-up museum went on hiatus due to COVID, so the Mobile Learning Lab was on the move throughout communities in Waukegan, Zion, Round Lake, and others. Summerburst gave families options to either play inside or stay outdoors with a butterfly tent, bug hunt, trike track, math trail, and the art studio. I want to thank the museum team for its ingenuity and, importantly, acknowledge the board for its dedication and commitment to keeping close tabs on our finances. After closely watching our evolution, and while we certainly aren't out of the woods yet, I am pleased to quote a fellow board member who said, "We had our hustle on." Let's take a look at some of the children who were impacted by the work of Kohl Children's Museum.
We are most grateful to our long-standing and dedicated donors who gave generously to help keep the museum financially afloat during the pandemic. To the individuals, families, corporate and foundation representatives, we thank you. To the members of the Board of Trustees, Women's Board Sustainers, Development Board, and all who stood by us, thank you. Typically, it's the most generous adults who are selected to be honored during these types of presentations. This year, however, we elevate the reason for our museum, the purpose of our existence, and the love we all share for our children. This year's honorees are the more than 10 million children who have been the beneficiaries of 35 years of learning.
My name is Luke, and I'm 4 years old. I like playing with the trains. I would come to the museum because there's so much stuff to do. My brain gets bigger here. Check out this book. I can even draw the ones that I see. I have a caterpillar at home. I think it's gonna turn it into a monarch. I'm 4.5 years old. I had so much fun coming to the museum. I really love the wave track because it goes so fast. Hello, my name's Caleb, and I'm 5.5 years old. I have fun making my own sound on the drums. They had a good beat. I like banging on cymbals so loud.
I'm Madeline and I'm 8 years old. My favorite thing is probably art from the museum, and it's really fun because like any age kids can go here and have fun and like different things to like craft and do. I made this at the museum today.
My name is Natalie. I'm 7 years old and I love riding the tricycle. It's so fast and I love going really fast because it's really fun.
By proudly acknowledging our successful past, we look to the future with confidence. The hard work of creating an impactful, strategic, and well-thought-out plan for our future is underway. With the Board of Trustees and many others, the museum is set to take the most important parts of our past and blaze a path to address our changing times. What will our young children need most in the coming years? How can we set them up for success? How can they learn while being exposed to outside influences associated with pandemics, social media, or lack of resources? We will continue to address these and other tough questions while serving our youngest audiences with care and deep commitment. All questions, simple or complex, will be considered during this inclusive planning process, which is set to be completed mid-next year. We've learned a tremendous amount during the past 35 years, and as we consider the museum's plan, we must remember most of all, their futures are in our hands now.
So, to honor the children, please give to the Kohl Children's Museum today.
You can give by phone at 847-832-6600 or log on to kcmgc.org/gala.
Or you can donate through your donor advised fund, make a stock gift, or even create a fundraiser on Facebook or any other social media platform. And don't forget to consider a matching gift from your employer or its foundation.
For my future, please give. For my future,
For my future,
for my future, for my future, please give.
please give. Please give. For my future, please give.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.